Alright guys, it's Chad with G Reviews. Today I'm going to be doing a demonstration on how to replace your in-sink garbage disposal. Alright, this is the unit in question. It is a Kenmore in-sink garbage disposal 3/4 horsepower. It still works just fine. The only problem is it has developed a good leak from underneath, and it literally developed probably within a couple days because we didn't really notice it at first, but all of a sudden we opened up the cabinets and the water was just running out of here. Alright. This is a list of the things you're going to need for the job. You're going to need some sort of a light to light up the area so you can see a little bit better. So I'm going to leave that on. You're going to need a screwdriver, preferably flathead, and that's going to be used for breaking this loose up here and spinning it so you can get the unit off. You are going to need a hammer. Doesn't matter what size, smaller the better, so you can get in there and use it a little easier. And some sort of a screwdriver, or this is a 10mm, and that's just to get these bolts off right here. Alright guys, see that right there? It's still powered. We need to shut that off for safety. Alright, you're going to want to come to your electrical panel and look for something that says kitchen countertop. Sometimes they wire those things into the dishwasher fuse. In this case, they wired it into my kitchen countertop fuse, which is number 9. So obviously number 9, we're going to flip this off. Alright, once the fuse is flipped, you're going to want to definitely check to make sure it doesn't go back on. And make sure you leave it in the off position, just so when you do re-energize, it doesn't turn back on by itself. Alright, it's also to go without saying that you do want to turn off the water, or just make sure that no one uses the sink or puts water down in here. Once you guys have this open, it's just going to be free flowing. First thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to try to remove this little drain pipe that comes out of the unit. So we're going to unscrew this part first. Alright, once that's all loose, you're good with that. There are two 10mm bolts on the actual face. I tried to use my power drill, but I don't have enough room in here, so I'm going to try to do it by hand. Remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey. So we're going to go left. Try to hold on to these. You might, depends on what kind of unit you buy, you might have to reuse this elbow right here. Alright, second bolt, little metal plate, and let's see.
I don't know if it's assurance number, but usually you have your voice on the voice message.
Alright, that came out. That came out. So that's that. It does have a little seal on it, and it does have a bunch of junk still in it. Alright guys, we got that out. The next thing we're going to do, you can either A, take the unit off the base of the sink, or you can undo the power. What I'm going to do is, because I have very limited visibility underneath right now, I'm going to disconnect it from up top, lay it down, and then disconnect the power. Alright, this next step, you have to, this part is the base that's connected to the bottom of the sink, and then this part right here at the very bottom is connected to the unit, and you have to spin that to the left to get it loose. Now once you get it all the way loose, this unit weighs a good amount, so it's just going to fall straight out. So make sure you either catch it or put something under it to catch it. So you can either use a flathead screwdriver and just try to spin it, or in that case, it is on there pretty tight. This is the original unit that was in the house, so it does have a little bit of rust up in here, so we're going to use the old hammer And we're going to just tap it off. Alright, it is getting very loose and wobbly, so it is probably going to fall soon. So like I said, just since you de-energized it, the base should not be electrified, so just make sure you have a good grip on it. Alright, it did come loose, guys. So that unit did fall straight out, like I said. And I don't know if you can see or not, but it is leaking a good amount out the side hole there. So I'm able to get to the power at the bottom.
Like I told him, I said there was one, I don't know what happened, it's funny, I was hoping.
Alright, this is the base of my Kenmore 3/4 horse unit. As you can see, I have what looks like metal piping over my cord going into the bottom. This is my first unit I've ever actually replaced, so just bear with me. All the wiring is in this case, so I'm going to have to unscrew that and actually disconnect some wires. And alright, let's see what we got. Alright, just takes a Phillips head, so we're going to undo the cover. Alright, that came off real easy. Now inside, like I said, make sure you turn the power off to this because it is got a lot of power going to it. Alright, so we got, I really don't even want to stick my fingers in here, but I know the power is off. Alright, we got 2 sets of wires. I don't know if you can see that or not. We got, obviously, 2 black wires, 2 white wires. Okay, we're going to undo these. And obviously you're definitely going to want to make sure that these are not electrified anymore. Take that off. Take that off. Alright, definitely not going to get shocked at this point. Okay, and also keep in mind, guys, that water did come out of this, so if it is not electrified, it's going to be quite of a shock. Alright, so we got these 2 out. Alright, on this particular unit, this thing goes into a threaded system, and then the thread goes right into the base. This was a little difficult because this right here barely spins and then it stops. So I had to spin it, and then I had to actually spin the whole unit to get this off. So, well, now that I just spotted something else, we do have ground. So, got to disconnect the ground. Alright, last found the ground. I know there's a ground somewhere, wasn't sure, but here it is. So you got to undo the ground.
Yeah, but it's just so weird though. Oh my gosh, all the problems that people have all around it. I said, my God, so many students. My son Chad is supposed to be off this week. Then he just informed us that he may have to go to work, to relieve some people. Some of the other things.
All right, so I'll take that screw out. Now this should just come right out. You are going to reuse this again as long as the next unit you buy has a similar style to it. So make sure you do not damage any of these wires. Alright guys, so that's free. Like I said, here's your hot, negative, ground, and then you just have hot and negative on the unit. Okay, so there's that. You are going to have a hole up in the sink now and a hole there. So like I said, do not turn on the sink. Alright, just got back from Lowe's. I ended up getting the Insinkerator Evolution Space Saver XP. It is a 3/4 horsepower. Same horsepower as the last one, so hopefully this will work okay. This comes with everything except for the power cable, so I'm hoping the existing power cable will work on it. If not, it has to go in behind where the dishwasher is, so it's going to be a much bigger job than I'm hoping for. But I am going to replace the drain, so I'm going to need some also plumber's putty. Alright, this is the unit out of the box. This is the accessory box it comes with. It comes with a whole new under sink clamp. Comes with a pipe, a new stopper, and then it comes with the exit pipe and all the hardware that goes with it. I'm not going to punch the dishwasher drain plug out. I didn't have it on the last one. The reason why is because the dishwasher drains through that pipe right there, and then it just drains right into there, so I'm not going to hook it up on this one either. Alright, to remove this whole unit, we're going to have to first undo these 3 flatheads. Alright, once you get these 3 screws undone, this whole unit's going to be able to slide. What you're going to want to do is come up under here, and it's going to be a metal, looks like an O-ring, but you're going to remove this. Alright, that's all going to come out. That's what the ring looks like. As you can see, this one's pretty rusty. Alright, what's next is you're going to just pull this one up through the top. Obviously, this one says Kenmore on it, and I'm getting a Insinkerator, so it's going to change the name on that. And then you're going to want to just scrape all this old putty off. Once you get all the old putty out and it looks nice and clean, you know you're ready to start on reinstalling the base. Here's the new base the unit comes with. It says Insinkerator on it. It's the same, pretty much exactly the same thing that came out, but it's just new. So we're going to disassemble this and reinstall it back in the hole. Alright, the first thing you're going to want to do once you get it all disassembled is this part. Obviously is going to be the part that just installs right in there like that. But obviously, you know, if you just left it, the water would just leak out. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to get you some plumber's putty. So we're going to take some of this, like so. Alright, you're going to want to roll it up, something like that. You're going to want to just install it around where the seal should go. Let's grab some more. And complete the circle. You want to kind of, you know, pack it in around the whole thing, just so you create a good seal. Obviously, it's a little slim here, so I'm going to add some more there. All right, let's get a little bit more on that side. All right. Here we go, guys. That looks pretty good. Probably a little overkill, but we'll see how much overkill here in a second. I'm going to keep my Insinkerator facing up like so. It doesn't really matter if you're OCD. Alright. Position it nice and right in the center there. And what you want to do is you just want to push down until it seals all the way. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I did use a little too much. So, I mean, it's all the way down to the base of the sink, but I'm just going to use a knife and just cut all the excess off. Alright guys, after I cut all the old putty out, it's nice and flush, and hopefully there's a good seal. Alright, once you got the top part installed, we're going to have to go down to the bottom. We got this kind of like a cardboard washer. I'm not really sure why they need you to put that in there. And then this is the next part. Alright, you're going to want to put the open part facing down. Okay, and then we're going to have to put in the next part, but you're going to want to put the screws out pretty far so that you can sandwich it together and put the snap ring in there. Alright, but you're going to want to make sure you got this part and this part lined up before you do any sandwiching. Alright, so it doesn't seem quite as long as my last one, but this is the last step, to put this on the very bottom so it holds it all together. Alright, got the base installed. I put the unit up to the base. I didn't screw the 3 screws down all the way tight because you want to make sure before you do that you have the whole system lined up to where you want it. And I'm going to want it to be straight, even in line with the downpipe. So once you got the unit exactly where you want it, you know where the base should be at, because as you install it, you have to twist it. So if these parts are not correctly in line, then you're not going to be able to install this straight on with this pipe. Alright, I didn't follow the instructions exactly 100% because I wanted to make sure that the length of this and this all matched up before I hooked up the power on the bottom. Okay, luckily I'm able to hook up everything fine. The casing on this is a little bit wider, so I was expecting this pipe to not be able to reach into this one. But luckily, if you look at it here, it fits in there just nice and snug. I'm gonna have to obviously move this down, hook it up to this pipe, but everything on these pipes is gonna be able to screw down nice and tight, so it should work out just fine. Alright, the base of this unit, the Syncerator, is almost identical to the base of the Kenmore that I'm replacing. Obviously this is the power coming from my house. Got black, white ground. In this unit you have, well, it's a black and yellow. I'm guessing that's going to be the same, and then white. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to bend these, fish them through this hole. These 3 are going to come down like that, and I'm going to re-put the positive and negative together with the yellow caps, and then the green's going to get screwed into the green color screw. Alright, ground screwed in, black to black is screwed in, white to white screwed in. We're going to put it all back in there and reattach the base plate and go from there. Alright, everything's all hooked up. All the plumbing's all hooked up and tightened. The power is connected, but the fuse is still off. All this is nice and tight. So if you're wondering, I left the plug in this because I do have my dishwasher, like I said, running into the drain right there, so I don't need this up here. Alright, let's go hook the fuse back up. Alright, flipping number 9 back on. Wish me luck. Alright, let's try it, guys. Oh yeah, that's super quiet. Super quiet. Alright, last thing, we gotta put this down in there and we should be good. Alright, doing a function check. Water. Power. I know you can barely hear it, but it is on. I mean, it's super quiet. And no leaks. Success. Alright guys, that's how you uninstall and reinstall a new under sink garbage disposal. Hope you enjoyed.